Hey everybody, live we are. At least it says that. Can somebody give me a heads up? Make sure this is sounding okay. Anybody? We've got J Mock in the house, Tomcat, TAB videos. You've got to be kiddings in the house. Peter, Allen, Captain Kirk, Prop Doctor, all these super cool dudes. But it says 0 viewers. What's going on here? Am I in here by myself? What is going on? There we go. Welcome to my fifth live chat, the ones that actually work. I've done this was always a sort of a pain to do in the past, but now it's nice and easy with StreamYard. StreamYard is great. We have a couple armed legalies in. Welcome, and MHI. Welcome, fellas. Good to see everybody here this evening. I wasn't sure if Sunday evening would be a good night or not, but I figure, hey, why not? Once again, SPN Firearms. Good to see you, brother. Michael, Steel Punisher. These are all guys I know. Ken, Ducati. Who else? Glow, Jalen. And wow, okay. So it's starting to pick up a little bit. All right, good. All right. Welcome, everybody. Hey, great to see you. Jaybird, moving to another platform, 2A friendly. No, not actually. For about 2 years now, I've been wanting to move. It's been a work in progress, something that we've been wanting to do. We had to wait till our daughter graduated from high school, and she is graduating. BEM, Jordan, good to see you. Aaron, wow. All right, Frontline, Josie, Ram, Brass Muncher, Captain Dan. All right, man, good. Anyhow, so we wanted to move, and now we are. I tell you what, the housing market now is crazy. Every like the bidding wars going on, trying to get into certain places is is crazy. You end up spending way more than you expected to, but that is the market. And pretty soon I'll be in the position where we could sell our current house and be in a little more powerful position, if you will, where you are the decision maker opposed to the sellers of the house that you're looking to get into. But it looks like we're good now. Perrysburg, Ohio. It looks like that's what's going to happen. I'm waiting to hear back. The sellers accepted our offer, and we actually got it a little bit less than the asking price, which is really crazy because we had one house dialed in. It was all set. It was in Maumee, Ohio, just south of Toledo, and it was set. Purchase agreement. Everybody agreed on everything, and then two days later they backed out, and it was a bummer because we really liked this house, but we found one better in Perrysburg, so we're super happy. Hi, Jessica Savage. Uh, yeah. OMG, really? Yeah, I tell you what, you talk to the people in Ohio, they will tell you that that is one of the top 5 most gun-friendly states in the country. And I'll tell you what's one of the getting to be one of the worst. Not to the point of New York, California, Illinois, Massachusetts, New Jersey, not that bad, but Michigan is getting to be someplace that's just not attractive to live in anymore. I love Michigan. I was born and raised in Michigan, spent my whole life in Michigan, have a place up in northern Michigan on the water. Love it up there. Uh, yeah, and it just the politics have become so left wing and so crazy that it's just a place I don't want to be anymore. Like it was bad enough for as long as I've been carrying to have pistol registration. So every pistol transaction that takes place, you have to turn in paperwork at the local law enforcement, and it goes on a state database. And Northwest Ohio is a beautiful area. It is booming with people buying, like clearly buying because we got outbid numerous times. But it's a booming area. Houses are going up. I love the area. It's vibrant. It's clean. The roads are so much better. And I feel like a little bit of a loss because I have a personal attachment to Michigan. But what Michigan has become, in my eyes, is a liberal haven, and I just can't live with some of the things going on there. So it's not too far south. It's about well, from the house I live in now, 55 minutes. So the place we have up in northern Michigan, it'll be about 3 hours and 20 minutes, which isn't bad. My wife and I bought that years ago. Well, back in 2001, we bought this place up north, and that's where I see my man TAB. And that's where we hang out up in northern Michigan. But I love the state, but I don't like what it's become, and so we are moving to Ohio. If everything works out okay, we are really happy with the place we got, and it checks all the boxes. It's just a real nice place, and it's much larger than we expected, paying much more than expected. But this will be the first time in my life that I am going to officially be retired, and I'm not going to quit working, but I'm going to quit working that job. And when that happens, I will be a happy man. And for the rest of my life, I'll get a pension that I've paid into for 32 and a half years. Mr. King, Dwayne, Mike, TAB, don't become a Buckeye fan. Don't worry, brother. Dan Foss, Casey, Jessica. Hey, thanks everybody for joining me here. So good to see everybody. I have big news. I've been slow on the TFG channel. I realize that. The last video I had was my craziest handgun, and I featured the FK Bernal, FK PSD Bernal, and it's pretty crazy. But I had people say, "Hey, where's all the content? You're used to putting up all this content." Well, I have been putting up a lot of content, but I have not been doing as much with TFG. And that's going to change because I can't focus all my efforts on a different channel, but I love what I'm doing. And I put a link in the description earlier. I'll do it again. Here it is. Fin Feather Fur. They are a gun store chain in Ohio. They have 6 locations. They're really big. And it's like a smaller version of a Cabela's or a Bass Pro Shop, but they have a huge firearm selection. And that's another reason. So I have this thing going on with them. It's basically what it is. It's a part-time job where I'm trying to build up their social media after being off for 2.5 years. And it's kind of hard because when a channel is off for 6 months, it's hard to rebuild it. But when it's off for 2.5 years, it is really hard. So I've been trying to do that. So if you could do me a favor, I put a link in it, but it's gone. Let's see, I'll put it back in there. So I'm putting up just gun reviews. I've got, well, just an hour ago, one went up on the TX22 competition. But the cool thing about that is I will have access to so many more firearms than just what I have in my collection, what my buddies have, what I trade for, and so forth. I will have access to what Fin Feather Fur has. And I'm going to do work for them. I'm going to do work here, and we're going to try to get this whole thing going. And so people are just coming in. They're asking where I'm moving. I'm moving to Northwest Ohio, south of Toledo. And if everything works out okay, we're all set with the house. We picked it out. They accepted our offer, but we don't have a purchase agreement signed on their end yet. So I'm a little bit skeptical because I shared earlier that it is kind of tough because we already lost one bid. Well, we won the bid, but then we lost because 2 days later they said we quit. So basically, somebody swooped in and offered them more money. Basically, that's what it comes down to. Hey, Bob, real VKR. What do I do for a living? I'm going to share that in a little bit. I'm going to be retired. I appreciate that, Jar, following the channel. Yeah, Snake Doc has it right. I've been a teacher. I've been a phys ed teacher for 32 and a half years. It's been a great profession. I've loved it, but I would not do it in today's era. In my day, for 32 and a half years. Yeah, it was great. I loved it. I still love the job. I still love going in, working with kids. Gives me a chance to work out during the day, help these kids get on the right path and stay fit and everything. And that's what I've been doing for all these years. But it's time. Like my family's doing a total transformation. We're moving. My daughter's going to University of Toledo. She's studying medical there. And a little shout out to her. She's valedictorian of our local high school here. She's been getting scholarship money. I'm so proud of her. She's got 78 credits already for college. So she's entering college right out of high school as a junior. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's crazy. Um, Gym class hero vibes. Special ed teacher. I work with a lot of special ed kids in my school, and I love them. Imagine. You know, we tend to feel sorry for special ed kids, and it's normal to do that. But a lot of those kids, they don't worry about paying bills. They don't. They are like the least stressed people around. They're always cared for. They don't worry about what food they're going to eat. They don't worry about the typical things that you and I worry about. They just thanks thanks Snake Doc. I appreciate that, bro. Yeah, I'm really proud of her. But they don't worry about the typical things that we worry about. They kind of live free. Yeah, they get mad, they get upset, and everything else. They have human emotions. There's no doubt about that. But I love working with them, and I'll probably miss them as one of the top things that that I that I could possibly do because hang on, I'm just reading some of the comments. Wow, I love this. The yes, I agree, Mark. How are my classes? My classes are great. I've got 3 weeks left, and then I am officially retired, and I am looking to do something else. It's a total transformation. My wife's going to have to figure out something else. I'm going to figure out something else. My daughter's going to be going to college. Everything is going to change. But I'll tell you what's not going to change: TFG and Fin Feather Fur Outfitters. So I'm really happy to be working with them. I think you can do a wonderful thing for their channel. And if you look, you'll see that I have, I have 22 videos up on the channel, but they're scheduled for Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays all the way through June. Thanks, Ryder. Ryder's in the house, moving to a newer gig, but don't be a stranger. No, actually, where Ryder's at, I'm actually I should be closer because it's a straight shot. But anyways, that's what's happening. Fin Feather Fur Outfitters is the channel I've been working on. It's been putting a little drag on my channel because I've been doing so much work on that, but I think it's going to be rewarding for everybody involved. And then Mike's in Warren. Warren, okay, Mike, I'm right next to Dearborn, bro. So we're really not too far away. But anyways, so I've been doing a lot of that. I've been putting a lot of content on Fin Feather Fur Outfitters. Check it out. It's very similar, but I had to make it different. Of course, it doesn't say, "Hey there, friends. Thanks for checking in." And my outro that a lot of you guys won't let me if I forget to do it. Boy, I sure hear it from you guys. But that's what's happening, and I'm super excited about it. I'm looking forward to a change. I tell you, you reach points in life where you feel like you're just spinning your wheels, doing the same thing over and over again. I feel like that on YouTube quite often. And I will say this with YouTube. It is very difficult. You have to be incredibly creative if you make videos. You have to be very creative and come up with ideas all the time. And some of the things that used to work 10 years ago don't work now. Like your standard gun review 2 years ago was something special. When somebody did a gun review and they put it up and they shot the gun and they talked about the gun and disassembled it, it showed you what they like and what they don't like. Then that was something that a lot of people liked, and they said, "Hey, that is really neat to see on the internet above and beyond." Because prior to that, it was just print magazines and websites, and then when YouTube came around, it really took off. But in today's world, the gun review is nothing. It's a dime a dozen. And one of the things I've been wanting, like I love to do comparisons. I love to take two handguns and compare them. Let me just reach out here. Hey, Real VKR, Jim, David. Hey, man, I'm getting a lot of you guys. Alan Spiegel's here. Ghoulie Jackson. I hope I said that right. Check's here. never get notifications. I've had so many people tell me that they got unsubbed and they didn't unsub, that they just all of a sudden became unsubbed. But yeah, you're right. FPS Russia is the original, and we have to give it to Nothing Fancy too, and then Hickok after that. Those were some originals. But the things that used to be real exciting on YouTube is no longer exciting in terms of gun reviews and things like that. It's just not what it once was. So now it forces somebody like me who has been doing this a long time to expand and try to come up with different ideas. A side by side gun review that I love doing. Like, I really enjoy doing that, talking about the differences between two guns. It just doesn't view well anymore. People seem to care less. But if you do something that is different, it's not standard or ordinary or normal, then it seems to do a little bit better. And I don't necessarily do everything based on how many views. Okay. I'm not a view whore. I'm not a money grubber. And I will say this, the any income that would go right back into the channel has dropped significantly, like so many other things in this country. So I'm not complaining, I'm not whining about it, because I've always had a side business, a full-time job, and typically one or two side gigs. So I'm not scared to work. But I have to say that, though, people think, oh, you're making all this money and everything. Not really. 3 or 4 years ago, I could say, yeah, it was real advantageous, but now it's a love of labor is what it is, or labor of love, I should say. And I'm driving to work and I think about things I could be doing. I sometimes I'll come up with an idea and uh, do a talk to text to myself if I'm driving. Robert's there. Love the classic lip wrist test. Man, do I want to get rid of that. Alan, just picked up 3 SIGs in the past 2 weeks and an echelon. Who said that? Wow. I looked at homes in Findlay, Ohio. Yeah, Findlay. I love Findlay. Findlay. We didn't go that far deep. We went down to Bowling Green pretty much, because we still have parents that are alive, but we wanted to make sure that we're within contact at least. Thanks, Jordan. I appreciate that, bro. 5 guns to my grave, Colt M4. I had one. Wow, good ones there. Something tells me your name's not Jessica, though. I think that might be your wife's account. But anyways, so what used to be something that was special and uh, got a lot of views and people seem to enjoy it isn't so special anymore. At least with my channel. I mean, your standard gun review. Now, if you get something new that nobody has seen, yeah, that'll be good. I don't care who's putting it out. You can be a first time YouTuber. If you're the first one on the web with that gun, yeah, it's going to be a big deal. But if it's just a standard gun that's been around a while and you compare it against two other guns or one gun or however you do it, it's just not that big of a thing anymore. So uh, am I whining about it? Kind of sounds like I am, so I'll own it. I guess I am, but I love doing it. It's just not that big a thing. But I think putting content up is becoming more and more challenging for me because I've been working so much with Fin Feather Fur. But I'm going to continue to do that. And for those just popping in, I'm going to put another link in there to Fin Feather Fur Outfitters. I think it's going to be a great partnership. Their channel's already starting to move a little bit, and it's going to be a work in progress. It's not just going to happen because they were shut down for 2.5 years. But I think as more content is put up there, and the harder I can work there, along with what I do with TFG, and then in 3 weeks when I have a lot more time and hopefully the move goes smooth, that will give me the time and energy. And in the new house, wow, I'm so excited about this. I'm gonna have such a nice studio space, and I want to get rid of these. I want to get rid of these safes and get big ones, like 3 real large ones, all side by side. And I've got it all planned out. It should be just awesome. So yeah, for those just popping in, Perrysburg, Ohio is the destination. Unless something happens, if these people back out, it'll be the second time this will be the fifth offer we put on homes. The second one that was accepted, because it was accepted, we found out earlier today, and waiting for the purchase agreement. And the one thing you realize, most of the time a purchase agreement is signed, there's a 3-day rescission. And so one of the homes that the sellers agreed to our offer, they signed a purchase agreement, and on day 2 they dumped us. So um this new one, we in our agreement we said, if you accept this, you have to waive the 3-day rescission, because we don't want to go through that again. We really fell in love with the place. Firearm guys retiring from daytime job, moving to Ohio, collaborating with well, you about said everything that I just said so far in the live there, Ram. So thank you. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Do you have an escalation clause? We were going to do that, but we didn't think we needed to, and the seller actually put down came down just they came down about 5 grand. That's what happened. Dumped like a fat girl at prom night. You guys are hilarious. Yeah. So, anyways, a lot going on in my life behind the scenes. I did not go to the NRA show in Dallas. I knew I wasn't going to go. And quite honestly, I really want to go to the GOA show and TriggerCon again. I will say the GOA show is new this year. That's in Knoxville, Tennessee. I've spent some time in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I really love the city. That's where University of Tennessee is, right in Knoxville. And that downtown area, it's really nice, walkable, people walk around everywhere. I've had some good double cheeseburgers, I will tell you, bacon double cheeseburgers in Knoxville, Tennessee, with a couple cold ones makes it for a wonderful night. But it's also very expensive there. But that's where the GOA show is, and Wichita, Kansas is where TriggerCon is. Last summer, I went to TriggerCon, and that was one of the best times I've had at a firearms trade show. Chuck must be in Ohio, because he said Perrysburg's like 2.5 hours from him. Yeah, but Ohio's farther away. Well, yes and no, Andy. It's actually a little west, and if you hop on, I'm already an hour away from Riders Range, so this is a straight north shot instead of having to go way west and then north. This is a straight north shot, so I'm still going to be hanging out with Ryder, if you're still in the house, you're still gonna have to help me sight in my red dots. Riders. So let's just put it this way: Hickok 45 has nothing on Riders Range. When it comes to shooting, this guy is just so fast and accurate. I was watching a video he made just today. He was hitting 3-inch plates at 12 yards consistently. It's unbelievable. I appreciate that, Rick's. Rick's Picks has been with me for years and years and years, and we were talking way back when. I never forgot that, Rick's. Never forgot that. Michael Fabian, how have you been? Try Five Guys burgers. I have. They're very good. I've had it recently. I took. Oh, look at that, Ryder! Don't make me cry. Yeah, I like Five Guys. I don't know. It it's not my first choice, but I've had it. I certainly didn't mind it. Ate every last bite of it, I'll tell you that. Um, anyhow, Dwayne, what's Dwayne say? 90% of the guns being polymers. Yeah, you're not wrong. Comparison videos would be hard. Would be hard to gain interest. Don't blame me. Yeah, yeah. What you're saying is absolutely true. 90% of the guns are polymer frame, striker fire, compact size, 9 millimeter, with a great trigger and optic ready, and some have threaded barrels. You're not wrong. Left Michigan years ago. I saw the writing on the wall. Moved to South Mississippi. Now that's a move. Love it. Very gun friendly. Live on 40 acres. Never going back to Michigan. He says, I originally, the goal was to get some land, and I wanted my own range and to have some land, and it's out there, but it's just not that prevalent. It's hard to do. And this is a move we wanted to make rather quickly, because my daughter is going to University of Toledo. She's going in the medical school, and if you weren't here early on, she is school valedictorian, and she's got 78 college credits walking out of high school. So I'm a super proud dad. Downriver, Woodhaven, Michigan. says, good luck with the move. Alan, we are neighbors, brother. I grew up in Riverview. I still have, and also I've been a landlord for 25 years now. I'm still a landlord, but I've been selling off the homes. I sold 3 last year. I had 7 single family homes. I now have 1 that I rent. So I was looking to get out of that business. I I enjoyed the business. The way I tell people is I've made and lost thousands and thousands of dollars, and sometimes it comes into worth. Like there's never a good time to lose thousands of dollars ever, but there are sometimes that are worse than others, and I experienced it all. And I can honestly say, if I was going to write a book, it wouldn't be on guns; it would be on landlording. And I literally could do it, but I don't think I want to do it because I'm like so burnt out of landlording. 25 years dealing with other people's problems. Thank you, NCCR. I appreciate it. There's a nice indoor range in Lima. Lima, boy, that rings a bell. I went to Kent State. I went to Kent State, which is not far from Akron, and I have family in Akron. So I have a huge connection with Ohio. My daughter's gymnastics team was in Columbus, well, actually Dublin, Ohio. So we would literally drive down there 3 hours, have a 3 hour practice, and drive back to Michigan the same day, 3 times a week. And so that's so we have a huge connection. I am a pro gun. What do we have here? I'm gonna put this up here. What's that say? I'm a pro gun guy. Ooh, New York. Ooh, can't wait to move to a free state. Yep, that's exactly what I'm doing, man. That's exactly what I'm doing. I love Michigan. I love Michigan. Hey, Jared Bear. Yeah, I'll miss Michigan, but I'm not going too far away. And like I said, we have a place on the water up in northern Michigan. We're going to keep that place, and of course, I have to get my TAB time. Got to hang out with TAB and Riders Range. These guys are my friends. Akron, Ohio. Hey Terry. Yeah, I spent a lot of time in Akron. I'm moving Kingdom Defense. I'm moving to Perrysburg, Ohio, just south of Toledo. And by the way, Toledo, for those who know this, Toledo in the 80s and 90s was like Buffalo at the time. It was like America's armpit, but it's changed. It's really changed. Toledo's really a nice place. They got the minor pro baseball team. They have the minor pro hockey team. You go there, people are walking around. It's like a little party town, and it's just really a fun place to be. It's kind of vibrant. I never would have imagined it when I was a kid because Toledo was a place to avoid. You didn't stop to get gas. You didn't stop to go pee. You didn't do anything. You drove right through Toledo because literally at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there were prostitutes running around. Not anymore. Taylor, Michigan. Jeff, we're neighbors. Riders Range. John Denver said he spent a week in Toledo one day. Yeah. Yeah, Toledo's nice now, Ryder. I like Toledo. It's actually pretty cool. But getting back to guns and ammo and all that, I'm thinking about doing some more stuff on ammo. I do believe it's going to be a bit more expensive in the future. I truly believe that. I think the Bidenomics has affected every industry in the U.S. And I don't think that the ammunition field is going to be exempt from it. And so far, it hasn't been as dire as I thought it would be. Nothing was as bad as 2021 and 22. That was horrible. But I also think that it's going to go up because of raw materials and gunpowder. Straight gunpowder alone is super expensive, and primers are still an issue for the reloaders. I never got into reloading, probably should, but I haven't done that. And I'm checking out the comments here. Florida isn't that free. They don't even have open carry. Well, that's what something Ohio has. Ohio has constitutional carry. They have open carry. They have permitless carry. They don't have handgun registration. They have a nice pro 2A state there that is conservative, and I think I'll fit in really well there. And I'm getting a lot of comments here. People say they like that area too, so that brings a little comfort. Hey, Aaron, good to see you. Andy Andy, I let go of my Spanish channel a little bit. If you guys don't know this, I have a Spanish speaking channel. I haven't put a video up in over a month. I don't speak Spanish. I pay a company to translate for me. They have a human translator. So I've got the Spanish channel, I've got TFG, and then I've been managing Fin Feather for Outfitters. For those entering, I'm going to put another link in there, and I appreciate you guys being a part of that. And I was also saying I'm going to retire from my primary job. I already got the paperwork all set up. The entire economy is broken, Mark says. Where'd it go? Right here. Entire economy is broken, but I'm enjoying the warm weather here now in Texas. Oh yeah, you're going to get warm weather in Texas, all right. You're going to get, if you're anywhere near Houston, you'll get extremely muggy weather. But anyhow, so I've been really digging the 2011s, and I wanted to do so much more with the Apollo 11. I haven't really done much. I was going to put an optic on there, and the plate, the screws on the plate were so tight that I stripped a screw. So that's going to be a bit of an issue for me. Lake County, Ohio, here about 25 miles east of Cleveland. We have more red counties. Yeah, yeah. Ohio is pretty red, and I like that. There's a likelihood. Gil says he wants to move. He wants to move to Ohio. Yeah, I hear you. I've been wanting for 2 years now. So if everything works out, we'll be all set. But yeah, the Apollo 11. I need to do more with that. Love the 2011s. Smash Time. I just talked to Smash Time earlier. He left the NRA show. He said Bursa's going to be making a 2011. So I definitely want to get on that. Bursa for many years has gotten a bad rap just because they're inexpensive. And I don't know why. Every Bursa I've ever owned has performed awesome. Like really awesome. And the TPR 9 is a great handgun. The what else? The Thunder series has been great. The um, what do they call it? The Bar 9, Bursa AR 9 that I have, little pistol. That thing has been amazing. What else? Bursa puts out some great firearms. Michigan G2 more worried about Mega than Dems. Yeah, I know. I know most county in Michigan I read, it's just Wayne County cheated in 2020. No argument there. No argument whatsoever. Yeah. Yeah. There were people that were overseers that said they just kicked everybody out and they covered up the walls and then here came all the crates. I'm not buying that election one bit. What are my thoughts on suppressors? Well, I have one coming in. I basically what happened was last year when I was at TriggerCon in Wichita, Kansas, I won the one suppressor that I've been wanting for years, and it's a Silencer Co. Omega 36M. And that is a multi-caliber suppressor. You can put it on a rifle, you can put it on a handgun. You put it on a handgun with a Browning lockup barrel that tilts. You have to put a little adapter in there. No big deal. They call it a Charlie adapter because that tilt just kind of changes things compared to a direct mount that doesn't tilt like with a rifle. But I love suppressors. I have a 22 suppressor, but it actually, to be honest, the suppressor that I won in the silent auction, it's a $1,200 suppressor, by the way. It would do great with 300 blackout. It really would. It'll do great with 5.56. But anyhow, I won this thing, and then I contacted them and said, "Hey, I want to get it, ship it here." I love I love Rainier Arms. They treated me so well at TriggerCon, but I think they lost the suppressor. And so I contacted them and said, "Hey, I never got my suppressor." I contacted them. They're like, "Okay, we're looking for it. We'll get back with you." Never did. Well, they finally located it. Either that or they just took one that they had. And now, because the suppressor exchange changed, it's worked to my benefit because I'll be able to get it really quickly. So Charlie don't surf. I don't know what that is, Savage. Love my dead air ghost 45. Yeah, those are awesome. And the cool thing about that is you could use it every caliber lower. And that's the cool thing with the Omega 36M is that it's multi-caliber, but It won't work with 45, but it'll work with, well, clearly 9, but anything lower than that, and then some rifle rounds. So rifle firearms. So I look forward to doing a lot with that, and we'll see. With the what used to be a 10-month wait is now a 3-week wait at the most. And it used to be that if you put it in a trust, you could cut down the transfer time with your tax stamp in half from 10 months or 12 months to 5 or 6 months. Now, if you put it in your personal name, you could get it in 3 weeks. If you put it in a trust, it's still 5 or 6 months. So all that reversed. And I think we have to give credit where credit is due with that. That had to be the FBI. It had to be. I know we don't like them. I know they're always trying to infringe on our rights, and that's a fact. That's a fact. Just look at what they did with the braces with pistols and what they are always attempting to do, especially under this administration. Wasn't the world nicer where we didn't have an ATF chief, where there wasn't a head ATF guy for years and years and years? Then we get one, and the first thing they do is figure out creative ways to take away our freedoms. But in this case, we have to give credit where it's due, and that is with suppressors. Suppressors aren't going to hurt anybody. The suppressor itself can't propel a bullet. The suppressor isn't going to hurt anybody. Okay, a lot of them are made out of aluminum, anyways. I mean, you could drop it on your foot and pick it up and keep walking. So they did that, and how many times are suppressors used in crime? I don't even think there's a statistic on that. Once I looked it up, and you couldn't even find a statistic on suppressors used in crimes. And that's what the liberals always say. They always say, well, you won't know where the bullets are coming from. Well, let me tell you something. If you're being shot at, you don't care where the bullets are coming from. You're just going that way. You're going that way. You're not saying, oh, the bullets are coming from over here, so I'm not going to go that way. I mean, come on. It gets scary. You get an idea, you're like, okay, I need to take cover. Yeah, you have to be wise, but I don't think a suppressor's gonna change anything in terms of crime. So we are getting them quicker. So yes, Silencer Co. Omega 36M multi-caliber suppressor. I can't wait to get that. I am so excited. Plus, I paid for it in advance last summer, and I'm just getting around to getting it now. But those guys did locate it for me, so pretty pleased about that. All right, what's up says I refuse to give a penny to the ATF for a suppressor because that warrants them to take away. You're not wrong. What's up? But if you want a suppressor, that's just the process. It doesn't make it right, but it is the process. Keep up the good fight. Yes, sir. I will, Al. Thank you. I appreciate it. What do we got here? ATF and agents taking freedom. No argument there. No argument there. Well, they did to get more money in the pocket faster. Well, I armed legally. When I got a suppressor about 10 years ago, they still cash the first action they do is cash your check. So I paid the $200. That check was cash, and I still waited 11 and a half months. So they're going to get their money no matter what. I mean, that's just a process. Nobody likes it. Leonard here. Let's see what Leonard had. Leonard, long time TFG follower. I certainly appreciate him. Stuck here in the People's Republic of Washington. Oh my gosh, God bless you. Used to be a free state, just got a cabin in Idaho. Hey, Leonard, I just read that a lot of people are moving from Washington and Oregon to Idaho. And Idaho might be a good place to buy up some land because I think they're going to be building in a major way. And I said earlier that Ohio is in the top 5 gun-friendly states in the country. Idaho has to be number 1. It has to be number 1. People love Idaho. But yeah, good move. What do we have here? Are you gonna wear a U of M shirt? I don't. Yeah, I don't care. I'm not a huge fan of anybody. I'm a huge fan of guns. Like I'm not a rock. Like I don't change my plans to watch football games. I love football. I love watching football, but I'm not a great fan of anybody. Let's see. Let's see. AC5 says you seem to have a good. Could you tell us when the goes? Um, I will say this. The information I was given, and I still have the one that I got for essentially T&E and to be a tester for them. Love the X9. The the one that I had wasn't ready for prime time, but some of the other testers said the one they had was. So I'm not sure why mine wasn't, but it still fired. I got through several full mags with it. I was asked just to use it for testing, the shooting part, just for testing and feedback, not for my video review. And I honored that. So when I did my video review, I did not show the shooting scenes because that's what they asked. They listed me as a tester and I tested it for them. I gave my feedback. Leonard said, "Yeah, Idaho rocks. I agree." What does Andy have here? Shows move to Ohio. He's a fun dude. Yeah, a lot of people moving to Ohio. So basically what they said was they are closer than they think to release the X9. And I'm looking forward to that. The X9 Car Arms. They and what they're doing with the X9 is they're giving the buyer an option with the same car trigger pull or a shorter and lighter one. And I have to believe most people are going to take the shorter and lighter one. I know I am, but the car fans, the people who love cars, they don't want anything but what it offers currently. They don't want a different trigger. So we have GB Guns in the house. GB Guns. Hey, GB Guns, give me an update on that 38 Super. You didn't expect that. Hey, give me an update on that 38 Super. I need to get it for the Spanish channel. My Spanish channel's hemorrhaging. Jared Bear. Oh, he said something really nice. Let me see what he's gonna say. Where is it? Right here. All right. God bless you, brother. Well, God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. Got to get back to work. Everybody enjoy the rest of their Sunday night. You too, brother. Thanks for popping in here. For when you did, it's always my pleasure when I see you pop up in the comment section. You look like you bench a lot. I have been working out my whole life. I'm 57 years old. I've been working out my whole life and I've never stopped and I have no intention. Actually, I if I could choose one workout to do, just one, you could only do one workout, I would choose chin-ups. And I do chin-ups often, and I broke my all-time record at 57 years old. I my record in chin-ups this way, okay, palms facing in, down and up, was 35. I hit 36. Then the next week I hit 37. Then the next week I hit 38. I'm like, holy smokes. If I hear anybody says, I'm too old to do that, I'm gonna say, no, man, you gotta get that out of your head. You can't think that way. So I hit 38, and then last week I hit 37 again. But I love doing chin ups. I think they're one of the best things in the world. And you work your abs, your shoulders, your chest, your back, your arms, everything. But don't skip leg day. Do not skip leg day. Jeff Wallen has 3 cars. Good stuff, man. What do we have here? I ordered the new Springfield Hellcat. I got the gear packed with 5 magazines. They're offering some great deals on the Hellcat right now. And yeah, it's pretty advantageous if you like that platform. People are going with larger carry guns, and it's really interesting because summer invites pocket carry, but people are going larger ones. 3.5 inch barrel seems to be the flavor of the day. Sometimes 3.7 inch barrel. That's why the X Macro's doing so well. The Hellcat Pro's doing very well. We see the GX4 carry with Taurus 3.7 inch barrel, and we're seeing more and more of that 3.5 to 3.7 inch barrel as primary carry. Now, the people that carry a Glock 19 or an M&P 9 with the 4-inch barrel, they're saying, you guys are a bunch of babies. I've been doing this all along. Well, a lot of people don't, and that's what made the SIG P365 so popular, and it's been copied by so many other manufacturers. We just saw a splurge of this with the 3-inch, 3.1-inch, and now they're all going a little bit longer. So don't be surprised if you see a Ruger Max 9 with a 3.5 or 3.7-inch barrel. I won't be surprised by that at all. What's GB Gun said? 9mm. Hang on. Hey, get it. It's this guy. I respect this guy so much. It's unbelievable. I can't even explain. Okay. Let's also not forget most ammo needs. Yeah, you're right. You're right. When we read the box, we say, "Oh, this travels at X amount per second," but actually, those are stats that include a compact sized barrel. I learned a lot from you, GB. Okay. I told GB once, I said, "Man, I love you." He said, "Hey, thanks a lot, buddy." Not the most compassionate, loving guy. I'm like crying. All right, what else we got here? What do you think about the G-Force Rapture? Um, don't know a lot about it. If I remember correctly, is that a Glock clone? Because the Glock, I tell you, there's a Glock clone I'm actually interested in. Some Bear Creek Arse Grizzly. That actually looks pretty cool, but it is another Glock copy. But I tell you what, if Bear Creek Arsenal, who's primarily known for rifles, can come up with a polymer gun with very nice ergonomics. So I didn't hold it, so I'm guessing, but it looks nice. Optic ready for $350, much like Palmetto did, much like Girsan did, much like many companies are doing. How bad has Glock been ripping us off all along? Even at the law enforcement discount that so many people are getting, the blue label, like even at that, I don't know. Glock hasn't done a dang thing to change their ergonomics. I mean, I understand that the magazine's a little bit wider because it has the metal insert and the polymer covering, but other handguns use Glock pattern magazines, same things, and they create a more ergonomical grip. And Savage Lee says he likes Bear Creek Arsenal. You know what I like about Bear Creek is you can get an upper for $200, and it's a side charger, so you can run your optic however you want without getting in the way of your charger. But with the side charger, if you want to run it a little closer, if you want to get the optic that can't levers a little bit towards you, you could do that without having to squeeze your finger in there to charge. I like that. Okay, what do we have? I remember buying a factory Glock 27 Gen 3 frame for $75. Yeah, yeah, that was the price at the retailer money in Glock. Yeah, I mean it was well, the $500 was the price range, and 350 was not out of the ordinary for a used Glock. And now they make the MOS models, and if you can get those for under $600, it's like a major sale. So yeah, you're right. GB guns. Okay. Limp wrist faces. Man, I tell you what, you guys need to release me from this, okay? I'm tired of the burps and the farts and the stupid noises. But every gun review, they're saying, "Where is the limp wrist?" I'm trying to let it die off slowly, but I do not get the opportunity because you guys are killing me with this. All right. Hey man, just want to bring some important news. GOA has made it to the. Yes, I donated to that today. Yes, I donated. Yeah, and I encourage you guys, if you have a few extra bucks, donate to GOA. They are taking the ATF to court, and they're not there to play. They are all in on that, and that's why I donated. I gave a nice little chunk of change to them to help them fight the ATF. Thank you for spreading that word. Once again, I'm going to put the Fin Feather Fur. This is where a lot of my efforts have been going, guys. Fin Feather Fur Outfitters. I've been managing their YouTube channel. Today at 6:30 Eastern Time, a Taurus TX22 competition went up. It's all me. The videos are they're me. Okay, if you're used to my videos, then that's what they are. But I'm trying my hardest to get that channel up and moving, and to get them some some attention because their online site has some real good prices on some firearms. And so I've had the opportunity to work with other companies in the past, and I look and I say, I can't introduce this stuff to my people. Look at this. This is so expensive. I'm going to look like it's fraudulent if I'm saying, hey, go check this out. And all they have to do is a couple clicks and find it for less money. And so that's what happened there. But I don't feel that way at all with Fin Feather Fur Outfitters. I feel like it's very fairly priced, and they have real nice stores. I popped in the Toledo store, but it's actually in Rossford, but it's a suburb of Toledo. I popped in there just to walk around and get a better view of things. I was impressed, and their gun counter was huge. It was super long. It had about eight of those 8 foot long cases, those glass cases just filled with guns. I said, I can't wait to get this thing going. I'm going to have a field day. It's also going to help my channel a lot too, because I'm going to have access to a lot more firearms. So I have to be in Ohio to do that though. I can't carry them across state lines. Do you think the configurations of the the G3 XL will become more popular? I do, but I don't know how well the G3 XL is doing. I don't have those analytics, so I would like to see them do what the same way they do with the GX4 carry with the 3.7, which is the G3 XL, maybe a little bit longer, I'm not sure, but make it optic ready. But it just won't be as exciting because Taurus took that whole G3 line and did everything they possibly could with it. Now the GX4 line, they're doing everything they possibly can with it. And the GX3, they were smart though. They had a popular gun. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people were carrying it. A lot of people are online saying the thing works great. And then they made so many variations of it. And so they did a good job. I just don't have those. How about the Taurus TS9 analytics? Is what I was going to say. I don't know. For a while there, that was stuck in Brazil, and now I'm told it's here. I have not held it or checked it out or anything, and I don't know what it's going to offer above and beyond the G3 compact size. But I would love to check it out. There's no doubt about that. I would love to. What do we have here? The Finn has a great selection at reasonable prices. Thanks, Ram. That's exactly my thought too. At reasonable prices and a huge selection. Fin Feather Fur Outfitters does go by the Finn, which is much easier to say compared to Fin Feather Fur Outfitters. What do we have here? Because you mentioned Smith, it makes me think of the Set Me. I used to have a Set Me. I liked it, but so many other 308s came out that were more user friendly and didn't require a to keep it running wet. Essentially, I had to run mine wet constantly. Take it apart and lube it up constantly. I was getting sick of it, and then you see, so DPMS had a 308 that was same as any other 5.56 AR, and I shot that, and I'm like, why am I playing around to Set Me when I could get this at less money? And I never got that, but I got others, same platform. All right, what Fluffy say? Fluffy's in the great state of Michigan. RK had a G through the red dot the other day, $250. Yeah, you can't beat that. $250. And for those of you that have been around a while, Taurus was the bottom of the barrel. People hated them. They hated Taurus, and now people are loving them. So if you ever think a firearm company can't turn around, they can. It just takes a couple good things to happen. You look at what happened to Honor Guard, and that was just a guy making guns out of his basement. Maybe he had a shop. Gary Rainey, I know GB knows him. Great guy, super guy, tried his hardest. Gun World treated him horrible. He wasn't Taurus. He didn't have that financial backing to buy the time and energy to come out with that one gun that everybody loved. He didn't have that. Taurus has that. He had two guys working with him. That's it. And he came out with a pretty nice gun. But one of the guys that worked with him hit it on the back of hit the slide on the back with a mallet, and it fired. And he made a big deal about it, and a lot of people paid attention, and it essentially sank the company, and I was sad about that. Where did all the 45 ACP double stack 1911s go? They're still out there, but they're few and far between. The 2011s really took over, primarily, I believe, because of the lack of recall. I still have a Remington R1 Limited with 15 round mags, maybe 14. I think it's 15, but great, but you just don't see him as much. Yep, GB just confirmed Gary's a great guy. Yeah, he's a great guy, a little bit strange, but he worked his butt off, tried his hardest, and the gun world essentially pissed all over him. And that was hard to see and hard to watch. I always loved the Taurus PT92 Beretta clone. Yeah. And if what everybody says, if Taurus took over the Beretta machinery, then that would be understandable why that gun works so well. So, you think about, I'm moving out of Michigan, going to Ohio to live in a more gun-friendly state. Think about these manufacturers. Look at Remington when they moved out of New York and went to Alabama. At that time, I had a relationship with the people at Remington. They said once you get a machine that's calibrated so well to create parts for everything you need, if you pick up that machine and move it 6 inches one way or the other, that can throw everything off. Now, I'm not a tool and die maker. I don't understand the bits and pieces of this. I'm just saying that's the feedback I got. So when they put those machines on semis and moved them down to Huntsville, Alabama, and they set them up at the new warehouse, they had to make all types of adjustments and everything. And I'm sure Smith and Wesson has to do that when they moved to Tennessee, or when Car Arms moved out of New York to Pennsylvania. Justin Moon with Car Arms, people are like, oh, Korean, Korean, Korean. That guy's more patriotic US than your average citizen. I tell you, he's so patriotic. He moved to Pennsylvania, and now he's sick of Pennsylvania. He's got the Tommy Gun Warehouse there, huge gun store, huge. You look at pictures and videos, just a huge place. He's like, you know what? If Pennsylvania is going to pull this crap that New York did, we're out of there too. That's patriotism. Don't call him a Mooney or some Korean slang like that. That guy is a very super honest man with integrity, and he's smart. He is so smart. It's unbelievable. Firearms, very competitive industry. You're right, Leonard. It's very competitive. It's very cutthroat. It's I mean, it's a beautiful industry as far as the people are concerned, but it's a business like any other. I mean, in Detroit, or Detroit area, I should say, we have Ford, Chrysler, and GM, and they are competition. Great Lakes Firearms in Maine, Michigan. What do you think, Great Lakes Firearms? I don't know. I don't know about Great Lakes Firearms, ARs. The AR companies are kind of a dime a dozen. They're popping up everywhere, and the biggest differentials between one company and the other is how they Cerakote it. Pretty much, it's like, what can we do to make this look cool? What type of handguard can we do? And I will say this though, okay, I'm a sucker for a fancy handguard. I think that's why Diamondback DB 15s made it. They made some beautiful handguards, but they put their own handguard in there. It has to be M-LOK these days. It's just the flavor of the decade. And then they put their own flash hider on there. They may put their own grip on there, but essentially the internals are all the same. You can't change around a proven platform and expect to be successful. You can make tweaks, but you can't change it all around. So yeah, basically it's Cerakote. If you get a good Cerakoter, you can at least let's see, Fluffy in Michigan, hopefully next year. We just had surgery, back out of work for 6 to 8 months. I'm sorry, Fluffy. I know you were gonna do that. I'm glad you went. I hope everything worked out for you. Loads of bacon is in the house. Can't stick around. Want to pop in and say hi. Loads of bacon. I appreciate you sharing my videos on the Reloaders Network. What a good man that guy is. Hey, I want to tell you something also, Loads, before you take off. Every time I say thank you, sir, with my or much appreciated, sir, coming from the heart. It's not just part of the process. I really mean it. Thank you. All right. No notifications as usual. Dale said, "Yeah, I know. Well, I put this up on in the afternoon today. It was just a last minute idea. I said, you know what? Let's go live. I'm not running a video. Haven't done a video in a while. I'll just uh I'll just go live and okay, getting some getting some great feedback here. Thanks, Loads of Bacon. What a name, too. Loads of Bacon. That's like a man after my own heart. What does Leonard say? Too many, uh, too many longtime Americans are not patriot. Yeah, I know. It's sad. You just look at the way things are going, and it's bad. We need better leadership, is what we need. Our leadership's a joke. It's hard to be. Well, I love the country. I hate the government. I hate the government. I mean, anybody that can come up with more and creative ways to infringe upon Americans, it's not something I can follow. Okay, got to split my friends. All right, SP, thanks for popping in. Congrats again on life changes. I appreciate that, brother. Always look forward to your comments. For those just joining, I titled it I'm moving. Yeah, moving about an hour south to Ohio, called the heart of it all. It's a more conservative state. The gun laws are friendlier. Okay. I'm not going to say good gun laws. I said that once a long time ago. I said, yeah, they have pretty good gun laws. And the guy said, what are you talking about? And I said, good gun laws. You know, their gun laws are good. He goes, listen, man, don't ever forget this. There's no such thing as a good gun law. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. He goes, remember that. And I've always remembered that. That was about 15, 18 years ago, something like that. So I never make the mistake of saying good gun laws. You can say friendly gun laws, you can say horrible gun laws, but don't say good gun laws. There's no such thing as a good gun law. I hate the government more. I hear you, Alan. I hear you. Big shrug. What's he say? Should collab with HR Funk. He's been in Ohio for years. I don't know him. I don't know him. Hang on. Lance Kelly's in the house. Gotta go. Lance, I didn't even see you in the chat. I hope you've been here. Lance, long time viewer, always comments. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. What a great TFG follower he is. Wow, I really enjoyed your stuff. Your video encouraged me to get CMMG Banshee. Oh, I'm great. I'm so glad to hear that. You got a great firearm there. I love the Banshee. I have it in 5.7, and that thing has 40 round mags. I love the Banshee. It's phenomenal. It's great. Good. I'm glad. Let's see. Anything else? What loads of bacon here? Good to see you, Dan. Okay, so we already we already put that on there. Oh, I got more coming in right here. Oh, that's the one we already had. Okay, so the comments are starting to die down a little bit. But anyways, hey man, I'm still enjoying making videos. You know, I started in 2011, and that's a long time ago. And when that, things have changed so much, and with YouTube, not only do you have to be creative in making video ideas and coming up with things and coming up with a storyline. Somebody could watch a video and say, oh, that video was okay, but what goes into it is a lot of thought, a lot of energy, a lot of practice in some cases. I got to a point where I really don't need to practice anymore, but initially I did. How am I going to start this off? What am I going to say? How am I going to say it? How am I going to present the gun? What do I want the people to walk out of here with? And it really takes experience of doing it so that you get a feel, and that's a growth period that a lot of people, you can be a great video watcher, but when you actually put that camera on, or you're looking at that little red light on the camera when it's facing at you, that's why a lot of people freeze up. They have all these thoughts and ideas, and they look at that thing and they just totally freeze up, and it takes a while to get past that point. Oh, okay, here, my back surgery last year. Okay, God bless you, Fluffy. I hope everything works out. West Virginia passed a good gun law in 2001. They got rid of tax on guns and ammo. Oh man, maybe okay. So Idaho and West Virginia are the two most friendly gun states. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate it. Well, Randy, I'm making videos now for Fin Feather Fur Outfitters, otherwise known as the Fin. I'm putting a link right there. Thank you, Leonard. Leonard said that they're top notch. I appreciate that. I try. I don't get as detailed as GB Guns. He gets more detailed than I do. So I admire that out of him. It's just not my style. It is his, and that's what makes people different. But please don't forget about John Moses Browning. Oh yeah. Oh, I mentioned John Browning every chance I can because that guy is total hero. Total hero. Total hero. Big shrug. Your vids are great. You aren't chasing any gimmicks or lying about Ruben. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. For the money. I don't want to be addicted to money. I do not want to be, for those of you who are Christians out there, money, there's nothing wrong with money. We need money. But if you get addicted to money, then you worship money. You literally worship money. And that's a kiss of death. You worship money, and then as you worship money, you do whatever you can to obtain it. And then you'll sell your soul to the devil by saying, "Oh, this thing's the greatest thing in the world," when deep down you know it's not. And people do that on YouTube. They do it all the time so that they can get money. So the love of money is sinful. The love of money, because you end up worshiping it, and you should not worship money. And I don't. And if I have to sell my soul for uh for money, then you won't see me on here anymore. That's when I know I need to go, because if I'm chasing money more than I am chasing honesty and friendship and being viewed as somebody that says something that can be trusted, then I know I'm done. So you're not quitting, are you? No, Kurt. Heck no, I'm not quitting. I'm kicking it up a notch. I'm doing videos for Fin Feather Fur Outfitters. No, I'm doing more than I ever have on. Well, I can't say that, but I'm doing a lot. Southeast Oakland County. Hey, Telus. Good to see you, bro. GB Guns, got to take off. Keep up the good work. Hope to see you soon. All right, brother. Always my pleasure to see you. And let me know if you're going to a GOA conference. I'd love to see you there. I'm not for sure I'm going, but if you are, maybe that'll inspire me. Yes, sir. Money isn't evil. The love of it is. You got that right, D-Rod. It's the love of money, because you end up worshiping it. And once you end up worshiping it, you are headed down a dangerous path to destruction. That part I guarantee you. It is not good. I worship Jesus Christ, not money. I just found the chat. Wish I found it earlier. I would follow that. Oh, don't say the hell, Mike. But I appreciate your comment. I understand what you're saying. Money can make you blind. You're right. People sell their soul for it, and it's nothing more than a trap. We need it, but if we work hard and make an honest living, there's nothing wrong with that. But when we sell out our values for it, it's dangerous. Oh, let's see. Hey Dan, are you going to invite other gun tubers to shoot with you? Well, I already do that with Riders Range and TAB videos. It's not so much an invitation; it's more of a friendship. I would love to shoot with other gun tubers, but at the same point, I don't want to go to an indoor range. Secondly, if I don't know these people, uh, I guess if I watch your videos and watch safe gun handling, I would certainly consider it. I've done it before, but I don't have my own property where I could go out back and just fire away at my own range. I don't have that. So as it sits right now, I have no intention of doing that, but I'm not against it either. You're not moving south enough. Even Ohioans talk about gun restrictions. I don't know what they're talking about. They have it so much better than Michigan. You should come to South Carolina, Georgia. We hate government. Yeah, that's why the Dems can hardly win here. Yeah, well, or Georgia, they can do 4 a.m. vote dumps. Michigan, Canada, Paul said, yeah. Oh, let's see what Gil says here. Most gun owners do it because they love it and love to share it to the world, but some get off course. Yeah, yeah, that's true, but that's also nothing new. Mike says Wisconsin is a bad place. Yeah, I spent some time in Milwaukee. I liked it there. Very clean, and nice place to go. We were staying right downtown, and my daughter had a gymnastics convention there. We're there a couple times. Love Milwaukee. As a dad, I would follow you. Well, I thank you very much, Scram You. I like that name, Scram You. That's hilarious. Getting back to South Carolina and Georgia, I don't want to go too far south because I've got a place in northern Michigan. It's up by TAB and TAB Videos, and we hang out. But also, my wife and I bought it in 2001, and it's on the water. It's actually worth more than our primary house right now, but not worth more than the one we're obtaining in Ohio. That thing is paying way more than I ever expected to, but really like the property. Oh, let's see. If you have to choose at least one transferable machine gun, what would it be? Tommy gun. I'll take a Tommy gun. I've shot Tommy guns. They are amazing. I've shot the grease gun. Those are cool, but the rate of fire is slow. The Tommy gun is fast. I mean, it is fast. So yeah, I would grab a Tommy gun in a second. All right, let's see. Been to a couple good outdoor ranges. Where you plan to move? That should be filming friendly. Well, one of the ranges that I go to is basically on somebody's property that's farm property, and that I'll still have access to. My drive will be about 15 minutes longer, but I can still go there. It'll be about a half hour. Okay. Right now it's no, actually right now it's 25 minutes. So I'm going just about the same distance south as I am north now. So I'll still be able to go to that property. I can still go to Riders Range. I can still go to my property up in northern Michigan. And there are multiple ranges up there in the woods, in the pit, all kinds of things. Plus, I get to see TAB and Riders Range, which is always a pleasure for me. The left are doing everything they can do. Yeah, Sodom and Gomorrah. Well said. Yep. Because the, you know, because what is right is wrong, and what is wrong is right. And they twisted it around, and then they attack you if you don't believe that right is wrong and wrong is right. If you don't subscribe to that ideology, that anything goes, even if it's outright wrong, it, they blast you, and the media will blast you, and they'll call you names and call you horrible things and make it seem like you're some type of bigot and a racist. Every time you don't agree with a liberal, you're a racist. You ever notice that? You're always a racist. I think we should have voter ID laws. Well, it's clear that you're a racist. Oh, I'm voting for Trump. Well, there you go. You're a racist. I mean, it's just like it's just the biggest cheap shot you could put on somebody. Just call them a racist, and so long as you do that, you think you won the argument. Well, you sound like a foolish person because you don't have enough ideas to come up with a solid argument for your side. So you're right, Archie. It is. They're turning America into Sodom and Gomorrah and making it seem as if what is wrong is right and what is right is wrong. And I just can't buy it. Okay, are you into norm? Yeah, I'm into 1911s or more into new guns. I guess I'm into both. I've said from the beginning when I started this that if I can get my hands on something, I'll review it, even if it's not the greatest, newest thing out there. Like I like getting in front of the camera and showing the world things. And you know who likes it? The people that own those guns. They love to see their guns on video. I get requests all the time that people say, "Hey, are you going to review this? Because I just picked it up. I want to see it on video." And so but yeah, I really love 1911s. Mike says Milwaukee. That's a well, I guess the outskirts. The downtown was really nice when I was there, Mike. Let's see. New to live chat. Love your video. Thank you. Not as far as make it known you live. You make it known you live for God. 100%. 100%. Disciple of Christ. There's no doubt about that. And been that way a long time. And my faith only gets stronger as time goes on. I just, I was at church this morning. And if you saw me at church, you'd see a totally different dude, man. I mean, I got the hands in the air and just praising God. It's just the way that I worship. So thank you for saying that. Doc Holliday, the Deb strategy is always to flood the zone with. Can't see what that is. That's why they scream about everything. They want you to give up and just go along. Yeah, they do. And they think that they can bully their way into their type of ideology, but ain't gonna work. Go Rockets, Paul Stoic said. That's Toledo. I was gonna say congratulations. I love them. Only a few are still into them. Oh man, they're missing out then, Gil. They're missing out. Ruger American Content finally sold me on it. It's still one of my favorites. Yeah, that's a great gun. The Ruger American Compact is a great gun, and I have the one that's Cerakote Gray, and I love that thing. I need to take that out. It's been a while. I've done a lot with the CZ97 BD. That thing is awesome. That thing is awesome. Let's see. What does Bill say? Fusion Firearms joined with Ermox to make a 2011 using Glock magazines. Wow, that's interesting. Ermox is Turkish. Fusion, I don't know where Fusion Firearms is. Hi from Puerto Rico. Well, hello there. Pistol Esper. Hey, check out the Firearm Guy en Espanol. You may like it. I have a lot of Puerto Rican viewers, a lot of Mexican viewers, a lot of US viewers over there. I need to get some more content on that. Welcome to Ohio. Well, thank you. It's not 100% official, but I did my bid was accepted. Our bid. My wife is very much into this move. We as she should be. My daughter is too, but our bid was accepted and it should take place. And I'm hoping in a month from now, I'll have different. I'm planning to have this beautiful studio. I can't wait. Oh, thanks, Bill. Fusion is in Florida. So thank you, H in Ohio. Always great. Brewer fell in love with my PDP on this channel. Thanks, Doc Holiday. Oh, that was Leonard. Doc Holiday's here. I'll get back with you, Leonard. All right. Thank you, sir. Check out my review on Fit Feather Fur Outfitters. I just it's not live yet. I have it scheduled. I'm envious of your Python. What an awesome firearm, man! I got a great deal on that. I got a great deal on that. And the guy who sold it to me said, "I'm so glad I sold to you because you really love it." He said, "That's all I wanted. I wanted somebody to love it as much as I do." He said, "I can tell you love it, and that brings me joy." And I told him, I said, "Sir, I won't be getting rid of this. I won't be profiting from it. I'm going to hold on to it and love it." And he thinks that I'm doing a great job with it. So that makes me happy. So thank you, Leonard. Your channel in Spanish is very good. Thanks. Oh, good. I have to get some videos up. I haven't done anything on that. And that channel's dying down a little bit. I need to get that thing up and going. So for those just joining, I'm actually running 3 channels right now, and it's taking up a lot of time. I agree with this comment right here. If Trump doesn't become president again, if they do the mail-in voting or they do the COVID thing, there are people I know that teenage kids under 18 years old were getting ballots in the mail. I mean, come on. It was bad. And they say, well, you're an election denier. You know who the election deniers are? The liberals. Hillary Clinton was an election denier. Al Gore was an election denier. And Hillary stole the Hillary Rotten Clinton stole the election from Bernie Sanders. Stole it. And you can just see that. And then you say, well, hang on. Where'd all these 4 a.m. vote dumps come in? They say, well, you're an election denier. I don't worry about them. This is true. Hey, whoever I just clicked off, I didn't mean to do that so fast. I apologize. Congrats on the new place. Of course, happy wife, happy life. Yeah, yeah, she was really into this. It was my idea, but then she took off with it and they found this house and then I went and saw it and yeah, it should be our new home. So anyways, well, if you guys have any questions for me, I'll be happy to stick around. Other than that, we can call it a night pretty soon. It's 9:40 Eastern Standard Time. I'll just sit back and see if anything comes in. Uh, let's see. Robert said something here. Where'd it go? There it is. Oh, that's Jessica. Hang on, I'll get right back to that one. What's a good 9 millimeter subcompact for this southpaw friendly? Well, just about all of them have the magazine release that goes to the other side. You're basically thinking about the slide stop. You want an ambi slide stop. And I just reviewed one for Thin Feather Fur Outfitters, and I can't think of which one it was. Let me get back to you on that, Robert. I apologize. Mine's kind of getting tired here. I love doing live stream chats with gun tubers like Classic Firearms. Classic Firearms, they have a whole team. They have a whole bunch of dudes that that run that channel. And I mean, I'm a one man show. I'm a one man show running 3 channels right now. And the one that's suffering the most is the firearm guy in Espanol. The second one is TFG. I need to start making more content. What is your favorite handgun caliber? I'd say 45. I think 45. Then it would be 9 millimeter. 9 millimeter is the most popular by far, and the ammo's cheaper and easier to get a hold of. And I have more 9 millimeter than 45. But yeah, I'd say 45. But thanks for the question. What do we have here? I hope you're not moving out of the mitten. Yeah, I am, but we'll see if it goes through. I'm moving just south of Toledo, but I still have a place in the mitten. I have a place right here, 10 miles from Lake Huron, and I do a lot of shooting up there with TAB videos. Uh, what do we have here? Hello from Danville, Virginia. Wreck of the old 9.7. I don't know what that is, Joe, but sounds cool. All right. 942 in Taylor, Tucky. Yeah, we're neighbors, bro. Taylor, Tucky. Hey man. Okay, so yep, it ain't just paint. Yeah, I'm gonna move out of. I want to go to Ohio. Gun laws are much more friendly there. I just Michigan. I love Michigan. I was born and raised. Spent much of my life here. Have a place up north, but it's just become. I don't know. I get sick of the politics here, and I really don't see it ending. It could. But the mail-in voting, I don't trust it. Okay, I played that. Played that again. All right. I'll stick on here for about another 5 minutes, fellas, and then we'll talk about wrapping it up. But yeah, I had a great time tonight with you guys. I was able to share a lot. I was able to communicate with you guys. Let me see. Since you're buddies with Ruger, how about seeing if you can't get Ruger to bring back the classic 32 HR Magnum? Oh man, I really doubt they will do that. Didn't Charter Arms just do that? I wonder how they're doing with sales with that because Ruger and you look at Smith, Ruger, Glock, Springfield, you look at the SIG, they stick with the mainstream calibers. If you come out with a 9 millimeter, and you change the barrel length and the grip, yeah, it's more of the same, but it'll sell. The 32 HR Magnum, I don't know. I don't know. Colt Python or Smith& and Wesson 29. If it's an older Smith, no Hillary hole, firing pin right there on the hammer, I'd probably go with that, but I love the Colt Python. I don't know. That's tough. I mean, I would take the Python as a wall hanger and the Smith as a range shooter, but I'm still looking for an older Smith. I want that. Oh, look at who just popped up. Jordan, if you want to sell your Smith to me, we can wheel and deal. I got cash money, baby. He's got he's got a beautiful Smith revolver that's older, but it holds sentimental value to him, and I respect that. It does. But man, that's the kind I want though. Not necessarily his, because I don't want to take away his mom's revolver, but I want the same one. Springfield's new all black emissary looking sharp. Yeah, it is. It's a gorgeous. I don't know if I like it better. The other one's too shiny though. So basically it won't affect anybody who doesn't make videos. But when you make videos, you can see thumbprints and everything all over. It's another thing a lot of viewers don't understand. I have rags, um, like cleaning cloths next to my where I make the videos. All right, Jordan, I heard that loud and clear. I know. But I said I respect that. I did say that. But I have cleaning cloths that I constantly because the gun looks dirty on video recorder when you're recording. It the gun looks dirty and it's not dirty. It's just that by handling it, you get thumbprints and smears and everything else. So I'm always cleaning it off because I want to present the gun well. But it looks dirty. Nobody would do that. If you took it to the range, nobody would think twice about it. But you put it on video where you have this high def camera focusing in on everything, and you want to present the gun well. Someone's gonna say that thing looks all scratched up. Well, it's not. It's just thumbprints and maybe a little sweat from the hands or whatever. We want this in Blackhawk Super Raymer 32 ACP and 25 ACP. I'd even take a Heritage version. 25 ACP, Archie? That kind of went out with bell bottoms, I think. I don't know. You don't see anything being chambered in 25, hardly anything in 32 as well, but especially 25. My next stream chat will be Mr. Kai. It's usually on Wednesday nights. Okay, is that the one you're going to attend or is that the one you're going to be a part of? Mr. Lackey's here. Okay. My dream pistol. I want to see it built single action 9mm with a 918 Makarov cylinder and 380 cylinder. That would be cool. That would be cool, Archie. Okay. I hear you. I hear you. Well, fellas, what do you say we shut her down for the evening? This is by far the longest chat I've had. Almost an hour and a half. Yeah, about an hour and a half. I usually cut it off after an hour, but we're at an hour and a half now, and the chat kind of slowed down a little bit. I think I said everything that I wanted to say. You guys are awesome. I have 2 old Berettas and 32 and 25 in the safe. Wow, Fluffy, that's pretty cool. Those are 2 expensive ammos too. Good luck and thanks. Thanks, Kurt. Thanks, Alan. How interesting is this? I say I'm going to shut it down and I get about 5 new viewers. People probably just surfing the web. But good to see everybody here. Uh, I would say keep on keeping on. We talked about some government things. We talked about some other things. talked about infringements and so forth. This country can only be as strong as the people. And some of the people we have here right now are whack jobs, including the president, if he's the president. But it's the character of the people. And I'd be willing to bet that most people watching this say, yeah, I love my neighbors. Neighbors are fine. People over here, they're fine. People I hang out with think the way I do. That's why we're called the silent majority, because we're not out there making a bunch of fools of ourselves, pissing and crapping it behind a tree in public like some of these idiots, and then go tell other people how to believe. Holding encampments and occupying space. Well, we're too busy holding on to our loved ones and raising our kids, providing for our family. We've done that, and by doing so, we've handed off the microphone to the left, who doesn't do that and are not responsible in many cases. And so they own the media. They own a lot of the social media outlets. They're the ones calls everybody a racist that disagrees. But the heart of America is the character, and most people are responsible people that think like you and I do. We want to have our rights. We expect to have our rights, and we're going to go down fighting if somebody wants to take them away. But the ideology that a lot of these people have is nothing less than foolish. And I really believe that these people are really missing something deep down inside, primarily a brain that actually works. But so long as the heart of America is within the character of the people, and the people that you're surrounded with and the people that I'm surrounded with are like minded, we're doing the right thing, because we're being productive, we're providing, and we're loving people that we call family. We love some people that we call colleagues. We love some people that we call neighbors. And we love some people just because they're lovable. And so I don't subscribe to America is going to hell in a handbasket. I think the government is taking us down that direction, but so long as that there are people like you and I, we can see a change, because that is the majority of the people. And we remain the silent majority, but there will be a time when we will remain silent no further, because this country cannot afford to continue down this path of destruction. We've got a guy in the White House who is so incompetent. It's bad. And they're opening up the borders and fentanyl's pouring across. We have to have a strong talk with our kids to not get involved with that. I don't like it. I don't even like marijuana gummies or hemp gummies. I don't know what it is. I don't do anything like that. But a lot of people do. I'm not here to judge. I don't have anything against marijuana. It's just not something I do. I don't want anything to do with it. If you do it, that's fine. Won't bother me. But the ideology of some people out here, it's not as common as we make it seem to believe, because they own the media. And by us being responsible and going to work and providing for our families, we essentially, without even knowing it, handed them the microphone. And they get the airtime to lead people to believe that this is the majority, and it's not at all. We are the majority. And I think a time will come where not only do we have to act like the majority, but we have to toughen up like we are the majority. And when that day comes, if it comes, it could get real freaking ugly, because I know the character of the people that watch this, and nobody's going to mess with our kids. Nobody's going to have the opposite gender changing in my kids' locker room. Nobody's going to force me to believe something that is so evil. It just won't happen. And it's not happening to you either. I already know it. If it would, you wouldn't be here right now. I guarantee that. I don't have people here who think that it's okay to go into the wrong locker room. I don't have people here who, yeah, I have Democrats here. I know I do. I don't mind that. I can deal with Democrats. I can't deal with leftists who want to shove their stupid ideology down my throat, want me to believe what I will not believe, and then call me a racist when I don't. I can't deal with them, and I won't deal with them. But one day it just might come to blows. I'll be ready, and you will too. I love you guys, man. Thanks for coming here, hanging out with me today. Beautiful group of people here. You guys are amazing. The followers on this channel just bring me so much motivation to do things and do it in the right way. And you guys are inspiring to me. And I think you guys are awesome. And many of you have been with me for years and years and years through a lot of bad videos, but yet you come back. And I just want to let you know I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And I'll be back live. I don't know when. I don't want to make this a weekly thing where it gets kind of too routine. But at the same point, I want to reach out and show you a different side of me. And I want to learn a little bit more about you. And you could do that a lot with a live chat. So that's what brings me here. But thank you for motivation. Thank you for inspiring me. Thank you for following and watching and sticking with me through all these years. And thank you for your support. You truly mean a lot to me. Stay strong, stay right, stay with the Lord, and I'll see you on the next video. God bless you. Have a wonderful night.